Today we're going to learn the halacha of Vehu Rachum was said by Sheni v'Chamishim. Why we say this, and also how to say it, whether said loud or quietly. So the Tur and Simon Kuf Lamed Dalet brings like this: Mashal V'Sifin Tachanunim b'Sheni v'Chamishi. We say extra prayers. It's like a mini slichas. Lefi shehem yemei rotzen. It's a very auspicious day. Lefi she'arboim yom shel Kabbalas luchas achroinos. The Moshe Rabbeinu went to get the luchas achroinos. The 40 days show you yemei rotzen. The last 40 days, which was 40 days before Yom Kippur, came on Yom Kippur. It was Yemei Rotzen, very auspicious time. Hashem moichel us be'ahava. Then so he says, Ola Moshe Rabbeinu b'Yom Hei. That time when he went up to Shemayim for the last 40 days, it was Thursday. V'yorad b'Yom Beis, and he came down. It was a Monday. Looks like that day Yom Kippur was a Monday. That's why it's Yemei Rotzen, very good time to the tshuva. They say Rachum. Some people have been fast on those days. Then the Beis Yosef brings from the Kol Boy. There was a Ma'aseh Bezman HaKadmonim that there's a big miracle happened, and through this Nes Godel we got this tefillah of Vehu Rachum. I don't have the Kol Boy over here, but the Olma a little bit talks about more expand on it. The Aruch HaShulchan, he says there was a hegman, there was a ruler that they arrested 3 Jews and he wanted to give them capital punishment. Hashem saved them with a big miracle, and with that we got this the tefillah of Vehu Rachum, and some of those tefillahs that brought that was the tefillah of Chizkiah HaMelech that he said when Hashem saved Yerushalayim from Sancheriv. So that a lot of the tefillahs was done by Chizkiah HaMelech. Now, so that's one reason. L'choyre, we could say al derech hadrush. Another reason, I'm going to bring some rayas for that reason too. As we know, when we had the count all the shvotim, who was the minority of all the shvotim? Shevet Levi. They were the minority. The numbers, they were the smallest number. Why they were the smallest number? There's few tirutzim. One of the tirutzim, it says, they worked with the Oren. They did all the avodas of Oren Kodesh to transport it, to take care of it. So when the Oren Mechalabim, it was not so, the Oren is not so forgiven around the holy place, like Beis Hamikdash, Nichlas Betum, Chayav Misa, any small mistake could be over there very severe in the Beis Hamikdash. That's why it looks like they lost a lot of people, because they were close to the Kedusha. Meile, they were more, it was Midas Adin Shoylet Bon. That's one, according to this, we could say also, since Ezra Tikkun, that we should read Torah. Sheni v'Chamishi. Now, when we look at the Torah, we're going to say to ourselves, how am I going to look at the face of the Torah? I'm not perfect. I did mistakes. I did averis. That's why before we take the Torah out, we say Vehu Rachum. Saying, please forgive me. I see the Torah. I don't want the Torah to be severe to me, more forgiven to me. That's why I say Vehu Rachum, like please forgive us. Because before this, I have some rayas of this shita, because from here mashma, this is Yemei Rotzen. From here mashma. But then we have some shittas like the Pri Chodosh, the Aruch HaShulchan bring, there's many others bring, that's other, but this is Yemei Din. And it's based on a Gemara, Shabbos, Daf, Kuf, Choftes, Amud Beis. Yeah? Kuf, Choftes, Amud Beis. Yeah, the Gemara is like this over there. V'Omar Shmuel. Shmuel says like this: Parsa the Doma, meaning the Zman of when those days they used to give a lot of, they used to have method. As you get older, it was less this practice, but when you're a young man, they used to give a lot of blood for health. Take out some blood. Today you let blood only for a checkup only. But those days they took a lot of blood to change the blood, and it was a healthy practice. As I said, as people got older, they did less and less. So the Shmuel says it was a very popular practice those days for health to let blood out. So it says Omar Shmuel Parso Purso the Dama. The Zman of giving that blood is Chad v'Shabbato, Sunday, Arbo Umal Shabbato, Wednesday and Friday. Aval Sheni v'Chamishi, it says Monday and Thursday. Loy, don't let blood on those days. Why? Domar Mar Mishesh Los Chus Ovos. Only if you have Chus Ovos, Yakis Dom b'Sheni v'Chamishi. Do that letting blood on Monday and Thursday. Shebezin Shel Mailo v'Shel Mato Shovin Keechad. So that the Bezin Shel Mailo and Shel Mato, they sit down. That's why the din of those days used to be Sheni v'Chamishi, Monday and Thursday. That's Yemei Din. Above there also is Yemei Din. Malchusa, the Arak and Malchusa, the Rekia, the way we do things over there, over here, and vice versa. So since it's Yemei Din, to be very careful. We're getting blood. Blood is in Gevura. Could be Chaz v'Shalom Midas Adin. Something should not go wrong. Chaz v'Shalom. That's why they tell you don't. So according to this, it's Yemei Din. Like I said, many bring this Indian topic of Yemei Din. If it's Yemei Din, so we and especially we take out the Sefer Torah again. So it can be very demanding. Are you keeping the Sefer Torah? Are you doing all the mitzvahs? I said, Vehu Rachum, please forgive me. I'm not perfect. I said Vehu Rachum before. So this is also what's interesting, that how the Rabbeinu Avraham Azulai and the Levush he brings. Umavetam shomerim erech hapayim. We're going to read the Torah. We're saying to Hashem, He's very patient with us. Okay, He's meramas to this, like we want the Torah to be forgiving with us. Now, then he said like this, very interesting. We say Kel Erech Hapayim before we get the Torah out. It says Matchila bekel Messiah bekel. But the feel Kel Erech Hapayim Rav Chesed. Yeah. Keneged base Elkana b'dibros harishonos v'achronos. In Aseret HaDibros says Hashem was Kel Kano. It could be very zealous and punish. So we're saying now, we're saying, please, Kel Erech Hapayim, that over there would say Kel Kano, take it easy on us. You see how careful it to be with how every word and tefillah is counted. There's 24 words of the by Kel, the tefillah Kel Erech Hapayim, Keneged Chavdalet Sforim. So before we take out, can I say to Hashem, the Chavdalet Sforim you give us Tanakh, if we're not so perfect, please forgive us. And then it's interesting, the Elia Zuta add to it, Keneged Chavdalet Sforim, the Chavdalet shows Bayoim, the 24 hours of the we're not perfect all 24 hours, but please forgive us. So there's another reason we're saying, Rachum, that it's besides it's mitzad echad that you may rachamim. So especially to daven such any we need as you may din. Especially we take out the Sefer Torah. Like I said, the Torah could be very demanding. Are you really studying the Torah? Are you practicing the Torah? Let's say Rachum. Okay. So that's Lagabe, the Indian of why we're saying the Rachum. And by the way, I just want to add the Elia Rabbah brings, it says like this, that who Rachum, if to say the Kavana and slowly, look how much sometimes people daven, especially who Rachum, but sometimes the whole davening like this, just to get it out of the way. I can't go to work, I can't have my breakfast, I need to get davening out of the way. Says, no. Dwell in it, elaborate on it. It's important davening. Sometimes they don't daven because somebody fast or somebody slow. No, say it together nicely. Yeah. And it says it sounded such a tefillah when they do it quickly to get rid of it, just to say it quickly. It doesn't sound kimischanenim, like davening. It's like we're fighting. We're fighting who's going to say it quicker. We have to be kimischanenim. The davening to be betchina, and especially Kel Erech Hapayim. Yeah, and I'll tell you, the Elia Rabbo goes even more. Here it said the loss of the Elia Rabbo. The Onu Avarnu Aleya and Tzadik Boris, we can say we're not perfect. He says, "Vakadosh Baruch Hu Marich Hapayim Barav Racham V'Chasodav Al Ken Omrim Kel Erech Hapayim Kodem Kriyas HaTorah." Davening, forgive us. Then saying you are that mid of Rachamim on us, like take it easy on us. Okay, so that's Lagabe why we're saying the Rachum. Now, how to say it? Like I said, how to say the Rachum? So it says in Shulchan Aruch like this. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to the Tur first. The Tur said, no, I'm going to go back to the Shulchan Aruch. I'm going to go to the Shulchan Aruch. So the Shulchan Aruch says, and this halacha, how to say it. Yeah. Vu Rachum. V'oimrim oisa b'kol ram. So first of all, he says we have to say it b'kol ram. The Mechaber is saying we should say it loud. We have to sort of stand up what you're saying. If you didn't say this, that's a very, you have to say that. So most poskim saying it talks about poiretz geder, that you're breaking the boundaries and you're not doing it right, only if you don't stand up by burach. But it doesn't go on it. The Mishnah Berurah goes further. Poiretz geder, if you don't say it at all, but if you say it even you're sitting, it's not poiretz geder. Anyway, so according to the Mechaber, you have to say it loud. Comes the Ramo and he says like this. We say it's quiet. It's exactly the opposite. According to the Mechaber, we say it loud. According to the Ramo, it said and Magen Avraham brings the reason for it. It says it brings from the previous poskim. It corresponding to the Shmoneh Esrei. Shmoneh Esrei will say quietly. Yeah. Okay. So like this. So the Mishnah Berurah brings. There's some saying like this, and this Kavachayim brings even some look like the Sfardim saying it loud. Even many Sfardish communities said quietly. So the Mishnah Berurah, everybody should say according to his minhag. So if the minhag of the place to say it quietly, say quietly. There's a tzad to say quiet. There's a tzad to say it loud. The minhag to say it loud. You say it loud. Like upon him, we see from here that in this we have mamash two opposites. Say it loud, say it quiet. You may rotzen, you may din. So we have to combine both shittas. Mitzad echad daven that you may rotzen, Hashem gonna take your tefillas bad. And mitzad sheni, we're saying it as a rachamim that Hashem should have patience with us. He will take the Torah out now. So interesting. The Aruch HaShulchan says like this: that since Ezra was misaken this union of saying the learning sheni v'chamishi, he said. Ezra, that why do he was masaken we should read Sheni v'Chamishi? Kedei lahogen al olam shelo techra mipnei midas adin. The Torah magenes matzeles. The Torah itself is a protection. But what we're saying over here, according to those other poskim, the Torah is magin, but there's also element of din over there. The Torah going to demand: Are you listening to me? Are you studying me? That's why even as an introduction to that Torah that protects itself, we're saying, Rachum, please forgive me if I'm not perfect.